She's a purple diamond in the business. You know, another one, her husband owned his own company, very wealthy, a purple diamond in the business. Another friend I reached out to had ailments. She had aches and pains, different things with her health going on that I knew that this product could help her. And she became a diamond in the business. I remember it was Christmas time and I was at Toys R Us shopping for the kids' Christmas, and I ran into a friend I hadn't seen in years. And I ran out of there after I talked to her. I didn't bring up Monavi right there. I left. I put her name on the list. I searched for her phone number, and I called her and invited her to a home business review. Again, someone I had not seen in years. Another friend I had on the list was a friend in Dallas who I hadn't talked to for 8 years. I'm sure she wondered why I'd call her. But I called her and said, you know, hey, I want to get caught up. I want to talk about your kids, but I'm sure you're wondering why I'm calling you. I've got this product and opportunity called Monavi. Have you heard of it? And she went into the business and she went gold within about 4 or 5 weeks. New friends that I've met, you know, just being out at different Tulsa runs or trade shows, and ran into a couple who owned a gym who ended up, it wasn't because of the gym we became friends, it was through having Monavi, starting to get to know them and talk to them. They've become some of our best friends in the business, and they're blue diamonds. Brand new friends, that's what you're going to meet and you're going to add to your list. Another couple in Dallas we hadn't talked to in years, but I'd actually, Corbin was in their wedding. I'd helped her get a pharmaceutical job. I knew she'd be open to this opportunity with 2 small kids. It's exactly what she needed. Another friend worked at the gym with me. She was also our backdoor neighbor, you know, in Tulsa. And her kids went to the same school. I reached out to her. She said no to me for 9 months, but I kept her on my list. She kept seeing the successes of what was happening in Tulsa, and all of a sudden, 9 months later, her husband's like, why aren't you taking a look at this? Never cross them off your list. So keep talking to people. I've been on airplanes. You know, I remember getting on this airplane and there were 2 guys in coaches' uniforms, and I thought, well, I'm going to go sit right in the middle of them. It was a Southwest plane, and I go back there. I scoped it out all the way, you know, 30 minutes before we got on the plane, and thought, if there's a seat next to them, I'm going. Went and sat in the middle of them, talked to them, found out a little bit about them, found out about what they were doing. They were open to an opportunity. They both went on my list, and I was able to give both of them calls, and they went into the business. I've talked to high school friends. So guys, your list goes on and on and on. For me, I'm looking for dreamers. I'm looking for hard workers, people who are willing to roll up their shirt sleeves and put in a couple hours a week. I'm looking for people who want more than what they have. For successful people, because if they had success once, they're going to have it again, and they're a great person to have in business with you. I'm looking for sharp people, fun people. You're going to spend time with these people. I love getting together with my friends who are excited about being a part of this opportunity. Positive people, because that wears off on you too. It's nice to be around people who are positive and always lifting you up. You know, friendly faces. People are always smiling and friendly. You know, people you're drawn to. There's always those people who have influence that you're drawn to them. You want to be around them. You want to learn from them. You look for the most social person in each group. You know, there's always at every school, every church, circumstances, there's always that person that's the most social, that has the parties that everyone goes to. I look for that. You can look for industries that right now in the economy maybe are hurting, whether it's home building, insurance, money managers, pharmaceutical reps. You know, they're worried about their jobs. They sit around by a phone wondering if they're going to have a job or not tomorrow. Those are people who are looking and you're reaching out to. So your list can go on and on and on. It's never ending. Keep it with you at all times. Keep adding to it. And again, never scratch them off until they're in your business.
And remember, guys, also look for people that are doing extraordinary things. Look for that person that you're just randomly running into, or you get some exceptional service at the grocery store when you're out buying clothes, or you're just running into them in certain situations, and reach out to them, find out their name, compliment them what they've done, tell them that they might be great at doing this business, and reach out and follow up. Holly nailed something there when she said the fortune's in the follow-up. So make sure you're building your list, and you guys are doing that. But as you're building your list and you start to reach out and contact people, and you learn to contact and stuff, a lot of times your positive mental attitude is so important, and you've got to keep a positive mental attitude. And how do you do that in this business? Because it's a very simple business, but it's not always easy. And the reason this business is not always easy is people are involved, and people don't always do what they tell you they're going to do. and people quit and people don't return your phone calls. And people always say, oh man, I can't believe they quit. And I'm like, really? I can, because people quit on their marriages, they quit on their families, they quit on their kids. People quit, and that's just the fact of the matter. So what do you got to do about it? You got to have a positive mental attitude. And one thing that at the very beginning of this business, I didn't buy into totally, and I'm kind of stubborn sometimes, and Holly laughs at me because I always want to do things my way, and then I eventually come around to doing things her way. And one of the things that we did was read, listen, and participate. I didn't want to read books. What are books going to teach me? I don't want to have to listen to those audios and those CDs. I'd rather listen to music or my talk radio. I don't want to have to go to the events. I don't want to have to do those things. But what I've learned is if I can keep a positive mental attitude in a world right now that's kind of topsy-turvy and people don't know whether they're coming or going in their jobs or what's going on, if I can do something daily that's going to help me have a positive attitude, I want to do it. So it starts with read, listen, and participate. Read great books. One of the best books I read was called 3 Feet from Gold. I read the book, and it really just taught me how you got to stay persistent and stay consistent. It really taught me to be positive about what I'm doing, because what I learned is what comes in goes out. And if I want people to want to be around me, I've got to be a positive, uplifting person. I want to be a person that when I leave a room, I leave it better than when I came in. And a lot of times when stress comes into your life and things that aren't always happy and negativity starts creeping in, I know that if I don't have positive input always coming in, sometimes I'm going to become negative and maybe leave a room or leave a situation or leave a person worse than when I first came to them. So I want to be reading great books. I want to be listening to the audios that are out there, the CDs. One thing I encourage you to do is go listen to all the Black Diamond documentaries. Maybe not all of them, maybe the ones that you really like and the people that you admire from stage and people that you want to emulate and you just wonder how they do things. Watch those Black Diamond documentaries. Get the CDs that are going to be out. Guys, listen to them. Get on the MVP monthly subscription where you're going to be getting these great audios every single month that you're going to be able to listen to empower yourself, because knowledge is king in this industry, guys. And the more positive you can put in your life, the better it's going to be for you. And guys, make sure as you're watching these Black Diamond documentaries, kind of keep a list of what these people did as their occupation. So as you're talking to the electrician, you can send them maybe Bob Robinson's Black Diamond documentary. If you're talking to a real estate guy, you can send them, Charlie Calb's, or a young guy and you want to send them Calvin Becerra's, or whatever it is. You can use those Black Diamond documentaries to help you build your business and help you build a list, because you can watch the videos and see what these people did in their life. Man, I know of a bunch of electricians. I know of a bunch of young kids that could do this. So positive mental attitude, guys, is so important. And also, the read, listen, participate. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go to the events. I felt if people got in this business, why would I ask them to go attend an event if they didn't want to? They need to make their own decision if they wanted to go. I was wrong, because if I could get people to have that positive mental attitude, it was going to be huge. And I knew that if I could get them to the events, that positive mental attitude would change. Self-image, guys. I do this, and I strongly encourage you to do this, that you want to run around with the people that are always positive, uplifting people. Quit running around with negative people and dream stealers. When Holly first got in the business, I was very negative about it, and she learned real fast, do not talk about the business with me if I was going to be negative. So she surrounded herself with positive, and she didn't bring up something that might turn negative. So guys, your positive attitude, your self-image is so important. So I commend you again for getting in the Monavie business. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this CD. You're on your journey. You're on your way. Remember, the 4 income-producing activities are key. You're going to be getting a lot of audio downloads here in the near future that you can be listening to help you develop and maintain and polish these skills. So, guys, I thank you again for listening, and I look forward to, Holly and I look forward to seeing you at a big event sometime in the near future.